And at the state level, Arizona's top general in emergency management is helping in the National Guard's mission. ABC 15 going inside grocery stores as men and women in uniform help stock shelves. Their efforts so critical right now in keeping supplies on those shelves. And this mission happening just hours after learning the general's deputy director and director of Arizona's Division of Emergency Management resigned. ABC 15's Nicole Grigg starts our team coverage.
It's a resignation letter giving a personal insight into Arizona's response. Reading, "It's become clear that my role is being addressed by the governor's staff and ADHS, which means my presence and function is duplicative."
When our whole community works in concert together with one another, we can overcome any challenge.
We've heard from and seen former director Wendy Smith-Reeve at press conferences, standing side by side the governor, and seen her in photos with him as recent as the other day on a video call with the president and vice president.
It's a loss. She had nearly 24 years of honorable service. Major
General Michael McGuire telling us he accepted her resignation 24 hours ago.
I think we're all shocked, but I also understand, having been through a number of engagements in my life on the military, that if someone asks that they need to move on, I ask for the next man or woman to step up.
This is the first time we're speaking one-on-one with a general. We've seen him at press conferences. The first one not saying a word but standing in the back. And then again, a week later, we got to hear from the Director of Emergency and Military Affairs.
Like all emergencies, there are cascading impacts that affect the whole of the community.
He's in charge of 1,000 boots on the ground. Right now, their mission is filling the gap in the food supply chain. But the need for more is coming. Field hospitals, triage tents, as the state needs to double its bed capacity.
These mission assignments are dealt to us. I do have delegated authority from him to put guardsmen on specific missions if those can be met.
We want to make decisions that protect public health first and foremost.
The governor is the one in charge and says how the state is handling this crisis.
We're going to act urgently, and we're going to prioritize public health in all of our decisions.
But for the first time, we're hearing from this high-ranking military official on emergencies we're facing.
So the way to think about it now is that health services is where the emergency had its roots and was the catalyst for that. But now that all 15 emergency support functions are affected, it becomes an all hazards incident.
Those 15 emergency services affected, things like mass care, resource support, public safety, and security, all of it becomes an all hazard incident.
We are in support of health services for advice about what we need to do for doctors and surge capacities in hospitals and other things. And then from that, we derive mission assignments.
Former Director Smith-Reeve indicated frustration in her resignation letter, reading in part, the directives from the governor's office have been to work completely outside of the state emergency response and recovery plan.
I think that her frustration was not shared in the same way by me. I think that ultimately she made a decision based on how she was feeling about the situation to voluntarily step aside.
And in the midst of resignation and reassigning leadership, the general provides a calming voice.
The most important thing I can do as the leader of the 8,200 civilians, soldiers, and airmen in this agency and the 7 million citizens in this state is to provide confidence and hope. And I am completely confident that we as Team Arizona will win.
The governor's office said the resignation was not over any disagreements over a shelter-in-place order or over any health policy issues. Reporting in Phoenix, Nicole Grigg, ABC 15, Arizona.